Sector 7 wasn't a home. It was a vacuum. A cold, soundproofed glass chamber, known as the Shadow Box, for a tiny black kitten named Shadow. This was his entire universe. The only light came from the ghostly blue flicker of server monitors, casting long, dancing figures on the sterile walls. While other kittens were busy chasing balls of yarn or pouncing on their siblings, Shadow was different. His playthings were tactical laser pointers, and he tracked them with a staggering 99.9% precision. His pupils would dilate in the simulated darkness, not with playfulness, but with cold, hard calculation, mapping out trajectories and angles of attack. His training was relentless and unique. His tiny paws were conditioned for absolute silence. He could traverse the ribbed metallic surfaces of ventilation shafts without a single claw click echoing through the labyrinthine network of vents. He wasn't just a cat. He was a living ghost, a four-legged weapon wrapped in the softest black fur. The scientists in Sector 7 didn't see a pet. They saw their greatest creation, the perfect infiltrator, Codename's Subject 01. He was designed to be undetectable, untraceable, and utterly lethal in his mission objectives. Then, on a completely nondescript, rainy Tuesday, something unprecedented happened. The heavy, pressurized doors of the lab, a barrier that had sealed him from the outside world his entire life, hissed open. For the very first time, the raw, unfiltered sense of the real world flooded his senses. The sharp smell of wet asphalt, the electric tang of ozone from the storm, it was an overwhelming sensory assault. But Shadow, the pinnacle of bioengineered espionage, didn't flinch. He stood perfectly still as his handler knelt down, whispering the final, chilling directive into his ear. Become the background. His mission had begun. His deployment was a masterclass in psychological theater. He wasn't dropped from a helicopter or smuggled in a briefcase. Instead, he was carefully placed inside a damp cardboard box, strategically positioned near the entrance of a high-end bachelor pad, the home of his target. To complete the disguise, Shadow deliberately sat in a freezing puddle of rainwater, soaking his sleek black coat until he looked like the most pitiful, bedraggled stray imaginable. This wasn't just about looking sad. It was about weaponizing pity. He then initiated what the lab called his Subject 01 vocalization. It was a high-pitched, heart-wrenching meow, scientifically engineered to trigger a human's deepest protective instincts. It wasn't a cry for help. It was a key, designed to unlock the door to his target's fortress, and it worked. The heavy oak door creaked open. A man peered out into the rain, and his eyes fell on the shivering kitten. Shadow looked up, his eyes wide and full of a carefully crafted innocence, a perfect mask hiding the cold, calculating mind of a sleeper agent. The man's resolve crumbled. He was gently scooped up, carried inside, and ushered into a world of warmth and comfort he'd never known. He was dried with a soft, warm towel and given a bowl of rich cream, which he lapped up with methodical slowness, his senses already cataloguing every detail of his new environment. The layout of the rooms, the placement of security cameras, the subtle hum of electronics. He was building a complete schematic in his mind. By midnight, the operation was a success. He was curled up on a plush velvet sofa, the ultimate furniture spy. The man, his target, saw a rescued kitten. Shadow saw a tactical advantage. Now, he was perfectly positioned, an adorable, silent listener, ready to absorb every secret whispered in the room. The background was acquired. Phase 2 was about to begin. Thank you for watching, and be sure to follow for the next chapter in Shadow's mission.